All right, all right, all right. Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hey, welcome. We're glad to have you joining us this evening. Yes, we pushed Noonday Nugget out of the way today because today is a very special day. It's very, very special. Today we're celebrating 35 years of marriage. Yes.
Yeah.
35 years. So
good evening, everybody. Yeah. Good evening.
Yes. So rather than doing the Noonday Nugget today, we decided to just sit down and talk about relationships and marriage. So we wanted to, rather than doing that at noonday, we chose to do that at 7 o'clock this evening. Yes. So it's so good to have you guys. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Jason. Good evening, Punjabi. Good evening. Yes. Good evening. Good evening, Jose. Yes. Yes. Good evening. Glad to have you join us. Yeah. I don't know who all that joined us, but I want you to go ahead and type your name in. Let us know you're there. Go ahead and say something. Let us know you're there. We're gonna take a little time. We're gonna take a little time. We're gonna take a little time and let people come on. Let people get on. Yes, we're gonna take a little time, but we are just glad to be here. Listen, we are live.
Hello. Yes, we are live tonight. Marriage and relationship. That's what we're talking about tonight. So I want you all to go ahead and invite people. I'm excited. You all, we're going to explain a lot of things tonight. Y'all know that this is out of the norm for us.
Yes. And it's unscripted. Unscripted. Now, what we want to do is we want you, if you got questions, we want you to ask questions. We're going to answer your questions. Let me say good evening to the people that's joining out there. Romelia Maiden, yes. Whitney McCain, Diane Ware, Brenda Cheney. Yes, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome. Listen, so yes, go ahead. If you were saying do what to tag and share and all that good stuff.
Yes, tag and share. But I just want to let you know, this is out of the norm. We've been married 35 years. I don't recall being at home for our anniversary.
None of these
I don't recall none. Now I think that I was home for 30 years ago because I was pregnant and get ready to have a baby.
You think? You think?
Yeah, I had a baby that was due in August.
You sure we didn't go anywhere?
I'm very sure that I did.
I don't know. I think we still might have went somewhere. Yeah.
I don't think we got to go many places at all because I was ready to deliver about that time.
You know, I believe, I don't know what we did in July, but I know in August we went to your parents' house and drove back home that Sunday and went to the hospital that Monday. But it's something like that.
That possibility. That's possibility. That's possibility.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, Kate Dozier, Perkins, Terrell Chambray. Hey, y'all go ahead and start your watch party. Go ahead and invite your friends because today we're gonna put a Radio Shack. You got questions, we got answers.
Yes, and we're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about a few things. We're gonna talk about marriage and relationship. You know, and you see us. Hey, my friend Jim Butch, what's up, brother? You see us sitting on this love seat, and I think the first thing we're gonna talk about tonight is love seat. We're just gonna try to give a few more minutes so you can invite people on, invite your friends, invite your neighbors, somebody who may be struggling in a relationship, somebody may be looking to get into a relationship, even somebody may be looking to get out of a relationship. You know, whatever the relationship issue is, we want to share with you. We want to talk with you about it. We want to talk with you. So you got questions about relationship. You got questions about longevity in marriage because I mean some of the time we've been approached by people who say to us that we're on a rare club of people because you don't find that many people being married that long these days. You know, so I mean, you got questions about that. Hey, we want to talk to you. We want to talk to you. We didn't come on this evening just to do all the talking about ourselves, but we definitely want to talk to you concerning the marital statuses and marital issues in this day and time.
Yes, but now we do want to talk to you about just as now we used to do red flags relationship because we wanted to make sure that people understood what a true relationship was. You know, we really wanted you to know what you were going into and to make sure you understood that it was a mutual thing. It's not one-sided. It is both. It is not 20-80. It's 50-50 here.
What you say?
That I give and you give.
Yeah.
I do and he does. So, and we wanted people to understand that, but yet I want you to know that we are at every point that I am so excited. I want y'all to know what I'm excited about.
Tell them what you're excited about.
I'm excited about that. Our relationship never been based on money, how much he can give me, and materialistic things. It was never based on that. Our relationship was never based on that.
That you made it based on that night.
Yeah, because see, we would be in some big trouble right now in the midst of the pandemic.
Oh boy.
That we couldn't go to Hawaii, we couldn't go anywhere. But due to the fact that our love is so great that we have shared this time here at the house and have enjoyed each other just as much as I was in a condo somewhere or in wherever we normally would go. But we have enjoyed ourselves so much because it's not about really truly the material. It's about the inward part here. It's about how we feel about each other right here. And so what, and this one thing we like to share because we would like people to understand. It ain't always about that we got to go somewhere or we got to have presents and we got to have all of this. If we got each other.
That's good.
If we got each other.
That's good.
So that means, you got to know that when you really truly learn what a true relationship is, it can be something really beautiful.
I think it goes back to what did you really fall in love with?
Ooh, Jesus.
What did you? Why did you fall in love? And what did you fall in love with? Let me say this first. We got a follower out there that he's watching us all the time. He's always on your watch party, and I never get a chance to mention his name. But I want to go ahead and give a shout out to him this evening. I want to give a shout out to brother Mr. Pete Griggs. Pete Griggs is always watching us, man. Pete, what's up, man?
That's my homie.
Your homie.
That's my homie.
That's your homie.
Yeah,
we went to school together, right?
We went to school together.
Pete is always watching us, and I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to Pete Griggs because he's watching this evening as well. So, but as you were saying though, marriage has not been materialistic, and it depends. You got to look at what are you falling in love with. Why are you falling in love with this person? Yeah. Is it because of the person or because of what they? Thank you. Is it because of the person or because of the possession?
Wow. And see, if it's all about your possession in the beginning, I want to warn you, ladies. Bishop can warn you, men. If it's always about how much you can give, you know what I'm saying? If you are the one that literally picking him up, if you're the one that you literally buying his clothes, if literally he's expecting you to do all of these things, I want you to know right now you're setting yourself up for failure. Because if you ever at a place that you can't, then he probably not going to want you. And he's probably not going to want to be in the relationship with you. Bishop, let me tell y'all what's so exciting. We sitting here on this love seat. This is when I was courting you, baby. When I was courting, he would come over to my daddy's house, and we would sit on the love seat.
I came to see you.
But
at your daddy's house.
I feel that the love seat has been taken out of the relationship.
You didn't come to see me.
Bishop, I believe the love seat. No.
You didn't come to see me.
I didn't come to see you.
At my mama's house.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Just want to get that.
He came to see me.
Just want to get that straight. Listen, let's talk about the love seat for a minute because the love seat did not start out as, should I say, it did not originate as what it is now. The original love seat came about in about the late 1600s, and it was not set up at that time for what it is used for now. Back in the late 1600s, the love seat was actually used for the women to sit alone. because they were wearing the big puffy dresses with the whatever the petticoats and all those things in them, and so it was difficult for them to sit down. So the love seat was created to give them space to put that big puffy dress.
Yeah.
But
later
on, as time began to develop, the loves, if you watch the Beverly Hillbillies, they had a courting room that was called the parlor, and in the parlor there were chairs set up. There was a chair for him and a chair for her. But then eventually we started using the love seat for couples to sit together, and really just talk and get to know each other.
Yes. And let me tell you what the love seat signified. It was the closeness. It's a seat that really truly not made for anybody but two people.
Two people.
Not your friend.
If a third person sitting too tight.
Okay, and I know this is today's relationship. 4, 5, 6 of them go together and everybody sit with each other. The love seat was made for two. Him and her.
Yeah.
It wasn't made for my best friends and my best friend boyfriend and all the rest. That's why I feel that a lot of relationships are not able to be developed, Bishop.
Yeah.
In a positive manner because you put too many people in your relationship.
Oh,
it's
wow.
like most young couples now.
That's like putting 5 tires on a car.
Yeah, most young couples, they don't even know how to go out by themselves anymore. Let alone sit at home on the love seat.
Wow.
So it is an issue.
So one of today's issues, and guys, again, I want to throw this back out to you. If you have questions about marriage, if you have questions about relationship, go ahead and type your questions in because we want to be able to pour into you the things that has been poured into us. Longevity. Longevity is important in marriage, and it all has to do with the way you go into it and the training as well that you get, because we both came from long-lasting relationship parents. My dad passed away a couple of years ago, but Dad and Mom had been married 59 years when Dad passed away, and your dad and Mom just celebrated their 60th anniversary this past year as well, in November 2019. So we come from that background. The DNA is there, the legacy is there, the heritage is there, but everybody don't have that. But there are also people who have been able to stay together that long, even though they didn't come from that type of background.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to pour into your life. So if you've got a question, make sure you go ahead and ask those questions. We definitely want to share with you. And we thank everybody, first of all, for all the happy anniversary wishes that we've gotten today. It's been absolutely amazing. But one of the things that I want to be able to do tonight as well, because you talk about pouring into the young ladies, I want to be able to speak to young ladies as well, because y'all got some problems. I'm gonna be real with you. Y'all got some problems, man.
Jesus.
Y'all got some real ladies. Women today have some problems. Wow.
Why, Bishop?
Wow. Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you, ladies, listen real good. And this might get under your skin. But one thing I learned about things making me angry, when I think about it, I realize, hey, that made some sense. I become a better person. Y'all women today make men sorry. Woo-wee. Let me say that one more time.
What?
Women today make men sorry.
Why, Bishop?
Why?
Yeah.
Because you have no fence. He can just walk in your yard with nothing to stop him from walking straight up to you. You have nothing. You have no covering, no shield, nothing, no boundaries. And if you don't have boundaries and you still trying to figure out why he's treating you the way he's treating you, that's your fault. You have something to do with that. Maybe he hadn't had no training. Now, in your mind, you think you're going to train him one thing, but you are the one who actually getting trained because you're getting paid.
My God. Ladies, I said raise your standards. Raise your standards. We are still nurturers. I understand that. Raise your standard the same way you make a boy a man.
Yeah.
You can make those men that already should be men.
Raise your standards. Don't raise your your spouse or your boyfriend. You can't raise him. If his mama and his daddy, if his daddy was anywhere around, but if his mama didn't, his parents didn't pour anything into him, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to pour anything to him if you don't have some morals and some standards about yourself. If you don't set some boundaries, guess what? He will just walk all over you because that's what he used to walking over his mama. So now he's going to do the same thing with you.
My God. So we want to encourage, we wanted to talk about relationships and marriage. Definitely, we're going to get into marriage and letting you know about us, just how God has walked us through these 35 years. I want you to know that it's been absolutely amazing.
Yes.
It's been amazing because at all points, we put God first, and then everything else came after that.
Absolutely.
So that means, and we always talk about, somebody say, how can you have a perfect marriage? Nobody can have a perfect marriage. And we explain what a perfect marriage is. A perfect marriage is total forgiveness. When you got total forgiveness, that you walk in forgiveness, that means you forgive and you forgive and you forgive. And that means when you forgive, it's thrown into a place of not to remember anymore. So you don't continue to bring those things to your spouse or in a relationship. So that's the way that you can have a really, I mean, a enjoyable, a loving, a just exciting, because that's the way that God wants us to be. Because if we go in that, Bishop, knowing that, you know what, we're looking to have the best of the best. Most people go into a relationship now looking for a way out or ill, instead of going into a relationship saying, God, you are in the head, you are in control.
Speaking of that, let's take that back before let's say premarital.
Yeah.
Because I have so many women come to me and say that, hey, how do I pick the right one? I keep picking the wrong one. My picker is broke. And normally my response is, if you know your picker is broke, why are you still trying to use it?
Wow.
First of all, you don't need to be picking, because the Bible says he that finds a wife finds a good thing, not she that finds a husband. I grew up with my dad, man, and we used to hunt a lot. My dad taught me how to hunt rabbits, and squirrels and all this stuff. But I never went to the woods and saw a rabbit with a gun. I was the hunter. The rabbit wasn't looking for me.
He was definitely the hunter.
Yeah. And I knew how to get my prey.
He did. He got his prey.
Here we are, 35 years later.
Yeah.
You see, but the key is too many. I believe that in this day and time, too many women are looking for relationships and rather than looking for God. I hear, and I'm gonna give Chap credit for this right now. Chaplain Deborah Jones always say this, and next time I use, I'm gonna take credit myself. But she always say, if a man is going to find you, he ought to have to go through God first to get to you.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Now that's the beauty of it, going through God to get to you. Yeah. Because once he gets to you, Bishop, then he'll know how to treat you. Yes. Because he'll come through God. He'll come through that. And so women, when I talk, I want to, even that, now we talking about relationship, because this is our 35th anniversary. We decided to give it to our people and to really show people, because we want you to know that real love is still out there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm talking about happiness is still there. I know a lot of, marriages, a lot of people are so, things are so messed up because they just don't have things in order. But I want to encourage women that are already in a relationship how to keep your fire burning. I want you to know that it takes things. It doesn't. I work all the time. I bring home I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about fulfillment. I'm talking about excitement. I'm talking about you can't wait to get home because you want to see him and he wants to see you. I'm talking about covering your ground with grace, women. So I want you to know. I want it's 35 years later, and I can walk in, and the look upon his face, I already know that he is excited that I just walked in the door. So now it's up to me to make sure I keep that excitement going.
Hold up. Let me interrupt you for a moment. Let
Interrupt.
me interrupt you
Okay, I'll
for
let you. One moment.
A minuet. Let
Okay.
me interrupt you for a minuet.
Okay.
Because I've heard so many people talk about how they get tired of their spouse. I wish he'd just go somewhere, go with your friends. You know, I heard both men and women use that terminology. How in the world? I mean, to me, that's perplexing. I don't understand that. How in the world do you want to get rid of the person that you married? You get tired of being in their presence. How do you do that? I mean, I don't get that. I don't understand that. I don't understand. How do you just want to dismiss and you're tired of being with the person?
That because I feel, Bishop, that you really truly haven't really got to know each other, and a lot of couples are not best friends. You see what I'm saying? That when you got a best friend, you want to hang with him wherever you can hang with him. I hang with him on the porch. It's good enough for me to sit out there and just watch him work. Anything. I mean, but when you got a best friend, you want to be around him. You just feel good to be. I feel complete when I'm around him. I don't have to be doing anything, ladies. I'll be just sitting there watching him, just saying, "Baby, you all right? Baby, you need me? You need me to help?" Or I'll be out there just picking up some while he riding the lawnmower. I'll be doing anything because I love being around him. But as you get to know your spouse and you begin to like him, and you can be in love and not like it. So that means you got to like your spouse. So you get to know him. Get the things that he likes. Start doing things that he likes as well as he does things that you like. So it's like, basically it's a mutual thing, men and women. It's mutual. You got to find that common ground and start, you know what I mean? Even though you might not like the color, but if she's right there coloring, why don't you get you a crayon and start coloring? Watch what you all can make together. So I'm telling you, it's beyond women. It's beyond the bed. I want you to know that. It's beyond the bed. It's beyond, just sex. It's beyond that. Because, if that's all you got after a while, that ain't going to work no more. I'm telling you, so it's like finding other things that make your puzzle to go together. Yes, I know intimacy is a big part of that puzzle, but I'm telling you, you got so many other parts. And if you fail to do that, that means you don't know what he likes. You just, instead of you trying to figure out what he's like, you sit him with the boys. You sit him with the men. No, If he likes to play the game, I get that. I don't know what I'm doing. If he like this, I start doing that. Yeah.
So you're sending the dog to a meat truck.
Yeah. So it's like finding each other.
One thing I discovered during the pandemic, and we've been here together. We've been locked in together, man.
Yes, we have.
I get out occasionally, do grocery runs and stuff like that. Sometimes I don't even do grocery runs. I order groceries and they're delivered to the door because we're doing strict social distancing. We're trying to follow all the guidelines because we certainly want to do all we can to not only just protect our family but protect other families as well. But one of the things that I'm hearing in the news that I discovered during the pandemic, there are two things that the numbers have increased. Two things. One is domestic violence, and two is alcohol sales.
Wow.
Now watch this. The two of them coupled together.
They don't work.
But watch this. Watch this. Alcohol plus shut-in equals domestic violence in many occasions.
Right.
Yeah, alcohol, let me say it again, plus shut-in, lockdown equals domestic violence. Because why? Because if people live in the same house, but they don't like each other.
Wow.
Any intake of alcohol it pushes that to another level.
Wow.
One of the things I discovered about alcohol, it don't make you do things that you wasn't intending to do. It make you do things that you wanted to do. It gives you courage, should I say, to do things that you wanted to do anyway.
Wow.
So those two things have increased because of the fact that there are too many people that are in relationship together, but they don't really like each other.
And you know why you really don't like each other? Because you ain't took time to get to know that person.
Right.
You didn't take the time to see what they like and see what they don't like. It's like, if you're gonna be in a marriage, why not make it beautiful? Why not make it, yeah, have some fun. Throw some water on them, ladies, whatever it takes.
And you throw something back at her.
Yeah.
Not out of anger,
but no,
but out of having fun.
Out of having fun.
Yeah.
So it's that, and it doesn't, and I want you to know, it does. I mean, he chased me 35 years ago. I still like him to chase me now. So whatever it takes.
And I can still run.
Whatever it takes, I can make sure that I'm going to make him chase me. Even if I have to take something, whatever I need to do. But it makes it fun. It makes it joyful. And I'm telling you, I don't got to do this and I do that. Okay, ladies. Yes, you do. Do your hair.
Do something.
Put on something nice.
What
do this.
say?
I'm talking about 35 beautiful years, okay, you all? I'm not regretting any year that I've been married. I'm telling you. Do something to keep things flowing, but be kind, be loving, and think of things to do in order for you to be able to really, truly to make things better in your life. So I just want to encourage you. Women, change. You want a good marriage? It's not about him changing. It's about you changing. Find out what you need to do. Evaluate yourself. And then make sure that you giving your 100%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about change. Listen, people, we're still waiting on your questions. So go ahead and shoot us some questions. We want to answer your question. Watch this. You talked about intimacy earlier in relationships. You know, it's intimacy has been an unfortunate part of a relationship in many ways. You know, because a lot of people get intimate before marriage, and then they get less intimate after marriage. What's wrong with that person?
Wow.
What's wrong? I mean, what's wrong with this picture? Should I say what's wrong with this picture? Now, what happens in many occasions is this: women. I told you I want to talk to women. I'm gonna talk to the women tonight because I want to help you. Listen, because too many times women use intimacy or sex as a tool before marriage, but then turn around and use it as a weapon after marriage.
Whoa.
It goes from a tool to a weapon. You know, and realistically, it should be the other way around.
Wow, Bishop. He said that women use intimacy as a weapon after marriage, and that he's saying that it become a weapon that if you don't do what I want you to do, then I'm not going to do what you want me to do.
Right.
I'm going to hold this over on you.
So why can't that happen before marriage?
That it really, if you don't want to marry me or put an engagement ring on my finger, I'm not going to do what you want me to do. That should definitely be the case. And really, you know, we know that intimacy belongs in a marriage instead of in a relationship. We know that, but we know that people are not waiting until they get married.
That's why I threw that out there.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the wait is wonderful,
and
ladies.
worth it. And worth it.
I'm a witness. I got 35 years under my belt. And no, now I'm not going to tell you that Bishop didn't want to, okay? I just had a standard about me, okay? I'm just going to be honest with that. It's not that. It's not that I had a real man when I met him. But however, I was a real woman that knew what I had, and I felt everything I had. Diamond, he was going to be willing to wait on the diamond, okay? So if he wasn't going to wait, yeah.
He's going to be willing to drill deep into the ground.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
And put forth some effort.
That's exactly. And if he wasn't going to put forth no effort, he didn't deserve for me to allow him into my diamond cave. You know,
and ladies,
he didn't.
Ladies, get this. If anybody want to be a part of your life they will make an obvious effort to do so. You don't have to chase love. Love will chase you. Let me say that again. You don't have to chase love. Love will chase you.
Wow. I just seen something on Facebook. I want to encourage you to continue to do that. Me and Bishop, we would have quarter night. We because of course you all know we got 5 beautiful babies. And I believe I just told him I'd give him 5 more if I could. But since I am a rightful age woman.
Since you're 39.
Yeah, since I'm a rightful age, I can't give him no more babies. But I will definitely do everything I possibly can to make sure that he's happy. But we would have courting night. We would go out with the children one Friday night. The next Friday night, we would be here and we would celebrate downstairs. And when I say celebrate, we have celebrations that we celebrate each other. We celebrate love. So the kids will be upstairs. Bishop would cook. He would do steaks and potatoes. And we would get dressed just like we are now. We are dressed. We are dressed like we are on a date. And we right here at the house. We are at the house. We on a date, but we on our love scene.
We had our dinner.
We had our dinner. And now
our music playing.
Our music. And so it's like, how do I keep my fire burning? I'm telling you. And it's so beautiful. You want things to last? I'm telling you. Now, women, rightful age, listen to me. You want things to continue? If you stop, things stop working. All right. I just thought I'd tell you that.
Anyway.
But however, keep things burning. You got to keep things going. Okay? So that means because, as you get older, things changes. But you don't have to let things change in a manner that is so drastic and you can't do anything because you can keep the fire burning. Keep the fire burning. Your music, everything. Yeah.
Because things change in life and it really doesn't matter what we're doing. You got any questions? No questions yet?
Questions. I need some questions, ladies. I'll be more than happy to answer
things
them.
Change in life as we age gracefully. Things change, and I don't care what we are doing, what area of life we're in. Things change. Listen, I heard the late great Kobe Bryant say this once because he played in the NBA for like 20 years, and was still very competitive at the age that he was and at that stage that he was in the game. But that someone asked him one day how was he able to maintain that and still be competitive. He says, as you feel yourself aging, you have to make some adjustments to your game.
Woo, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. And as you feel yourself, okay. As you feel yourself aging, you have to make some adjustments to your game. And in other words, you may not always feel the way that you used to feel.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you have to stop thinking the way you used to think.
Wow.
Because when you think, when you continue to think the way that you used to think, then you still will find something to do that's going to bring some excitement and some joy to your life.
Yes.
You know, like for instance, this is our weekend. This is your weekend.
Yeah.
We just celebrated her birthday Saturday, and we actually started celebrating our anniversary then as well. But we were supposed to be in Hawaii now.
Hawaii, but I feel like I'm in Hawaii.
Yeah, we couldn't get there because of COVID-19. Yeah. We weren't about to board a plane to go nowhere.
Yeah.
In fact, I ain't about to board a car too much to go anywhere. But the fact is, in my innovative thinking, I know what she wanted, and I know what we wanted, and I know what our plans were.
Yeah.
So since we couldn't go to Hawaii, I made a decision to bring Hawaii to her.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that finding out what each other like and doing it. So I want to encourage you, ladies, tonight. Don't wait until tomorrow. Tonight, come on, let's spice up a little bit. Let's get up, things rolling. We want godly marriages and relationships to work. We want you to laugh. We want you to last. We want things to be pepped up.
Oh, we got a question.
We got a question.
It says, how do you increase the fire if you have an illness? Man, that is a great question.
Yeah.
Let's go back to when we got married. you know, the marriage vows, there's a clause in there that says in sickness and in health. Wow. So the deal is this. In other words, I'm going to love you when you're sick, and I'm going to love you when you're well. So when you're sick, I'm aware, because of my love for you, I'm aware that there are things that you cannot do that you normally did. But watch this. The key here is my focus is on you, and helping you through your issue, your illness, your situation, you know, your hurts and your pain. I'm there. But my assignment as a husband, or your assignment as a wife, is to work through that, because in the relationship is not all about how I feel, it's about how I make you feel. You see, so that's a good question. That's important. So I heard Bishop T.D. Jakes say this. He said that it is more than just lips, hips, and fingertips. But can you be there by that bedside when the ventilator stops? You see, so this is the deal here. You know, so what we have to understand is that the spice and the fire is not just about the intimacy, but that was an old song back in the day when I was young. I can't remember who made it, but the song said, the words said like this: "Before I make love to your body, let me make love to your mind." Yeah. And I'm not doing anything for your mind. I'm actually wasting time with your body.
And see, I believe that some of us don't understand that intimacy is not all physical.
Exactly.
I want you to know that I can be at work and on the phone with my husband, and the intimacy can be so powerful because of the emotions and the feelings that I have for him, that I can feel his touch right then. But even at a point of trying to rekindle this, you got to be willing. Listen, I really want you to hear this, because we have dealt with this in marriages where certain sickness didn't allow certain things. You got to realize that when you love somebody, that just a touch, as Bishop talked about adjustments, you find adjustments to make things feel way good. You make things right with you, that you still know how to satisfy that spouse or that loved one. So that means, as Bishop says to mine, he can just call me and say, "Baby, I love you, baby." And you know what? I'm already there. I'm already in a place that he just right then, and see, you don't understand, making love is not always that I got to be laying down.
What you say?
Making love could be just on the phone, where he's telling me how much he loves me and how much he cares, or whatever he's doing, or I just got flowers and all of a sudden I'm feeling warm inside because he just sent me something. He just sent me something that I love. So is that, you know, finding ways to stay in than to get out. It's finding ways to really truly please each other, even in the sickness, because we already have said, until death do us part. So that means it ain't all about that. And it's like, well, you don't understand that every one of us at some point has gone through it. You had babies. You have had times where you couldn't do anything, and you had nothing but the hug, the love, the touch, all of that. And if you have all of that, you got to know that at some points that was way good enough. So it's like learning how to really truly, like, we can sit here, look at each other, just touch each other. And I'm telling you, my night is made sometimes with him just looking at me.
My God.
So I just want to encourage you all. There's so many ways to really love on each other.
Here's a question for you.
Okay.
How can I prepare myself for Boaz when I'm over 50?
Wow. How can I prepare myself for Boaz? Right now, Naomi, you need Ruth. Right now, you need Ruth to cover you. And if you got a Ruth in your life, praying specifically for your Boaz. Because a lot of times we're looking for our Boaz, but we don't have Ruth in the picture. I want you to know in the Bible, Naomi had Ruth. So that means, and Ruth had Naomi. They had each other. So that means in order to be ready for that Boaz, you need to have somebody speaking into your life, praying for you, and really, truly, just as I said, he will show up. But you can prepare yourself by not being selfish, not by saying that I'm good by myself, or stop saying, well, I don't know if I can change. You're pushing Boaz away already. Now, I don't know if I want to. I'm so set in my ways. If you so set in your ways, stop looking for Boaz. Set in your ways. Stay there.
Stay in your ways.
But if you want a Boaz, stop speaking death over relationship.
Jesus.
Stop saying what he can't. And then women over 50, okay. Don't be ordering all of his teeth. Don't be ordering that he got to have an afro black hair. Don't be order what God wants for you. You over 50, you might not find him with all of his teeth. All of this.
He over 50, he might not have all his teeth.
I want
Unless he bought them.
Yeah, but I want you to back off this thing, relax, and let God do it. But one thing you must be is that your spiritual mother to uncover you. Some of you might be covered up if you definitely walk along with Mother Rosie. I will cover you spiritually because I don't want just anything biting at you, okay? So that means I might just pray, Lord, cover her. She doesn't need to be in that temptation. So I'm just saying, pray and ask God for it. But you can be prepared, but don't speak things that you do, speak him away from you. That's what I like to say.
Right. Exactly right. So you have to, preparation can definitely be made, but you have to, again, as you stated, have that person in your life that's going to speak over you. Here's okay. Let's go to that question. You got a question that's popped up there. Let's see. Okay, here we go. What can I say to my children to help them understand some of this as they get prepared for marriage? That's a really good question. One of the things we learn is the only thing we can do with our children is train them. Because if we think about it, as we too were once their age, we got to the point where we couldn't about to tell us anything, just like they get to the point where they're thinking about telling them anything. And in fact, when they're teenagers, they already know everything. So how can you tell anybody anything that already knows everything? You can't do that. It's like pouring water on a dump bag, or pouring water into a glass that turned upside down. But as parents, our deal is to train them while they are young. The Bible says in Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. But due to the fact that there's so much in the world now, so much peer pressure and whatnot, so many things going on, and our kids have a tendency of wanting to do what they see everybody else doing. They're going to make some mistakes, and sometimes rather than us being there to say, I told you so, we need to be there to kind of help mend that wound and encourage them, not to fall into that same trap again. Yes, we hate to see them fall, period. We as parents, we hate to see our children fall, but sometimes we fail. We got up.
Yeah.
And
we just want to train our children.
But we want to train them.
Yeah, but let me tell you, some of the training is about what they see you do.
Yes.
So that means most of what they're going to watch, even though sometimes they fall prey for, relationships that is not good, is poison. But I do feel that they have a foundation. You can't stop all of it, but they do have a foundation. I can tell you, my girls know that a man should never hit you. They never saw their daddy do that. They know that how a relationship should operate. So however, I feel that a lot of it they're gonna learn from you. So it's important of what your relationship is in order for your kids to know that. But even in their hard-headedness, you raise them, you train them. Even as the prodigal son came back, I do believe the prodigal children will come back to their teaching and to their foundation. But you pray, you trust God, and you tell them. Now, I'm going to give them wisdom. I'm going to tell them. If they refuse wisdom, they will hit the ground, and they will come back if God allowed that to happen.
And the other key to that is make sure you put them in God's hand.
Yeah.
But then I want to go back to something else that was suggested earlier, because I did see a comment that said it's good to have a godly husband, and likewise it's good to have a godly wife as well, and I think you alluded to something earlier about God being the center. When I just tell a part of my story here, because when I met you, I was looking for my wife. I was looking. In fact, I had a bolo out. Be on the lookout. I had an APB all point. I am looking for my wife, but due to the fact I was not just looking on my own, I was praying and asking God to bring me my wife, to show me the person that He had for me, and I believe now. Unfortunately, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna call it the way I see it. There's not enough men that is actually praying for their wife. There are women praying for their husband, but there are not enough men praying for their wife. And what happens is women sometimes get anxious because of the fact that they're praying for their husband, and somebody show up and they think, oh, this is the one God said. No. You got to know without a shadow of doubt what God said. And see, so the way to know that is to make sure that you are spiritually in tune with God, because God is not going to send the devil in your life. That's supposed to be there and be the one that's going to love, nurture, and take care of you. God, that is not God's MO. So I want you to get that. So women, is okay to pray for your husband, but it's better as well to pray and wait for your husband, not just grab the first thing that come along. So anyway, when I the first time I laid eyes on this woman of God right here, the first time I laid eyes on her, it was magical. And some people say, well, I don't believe in love at first sight. Well, the Bible says, he that loveth not knoweth not God, but God is love. Yeah. And see, so love will come at first sight when you know God and you know this is what God sent, and especially when you hear God tell you this is it. So there's no question about it. So the first time I saw you and our eyes made contact, and when our eyes lost contact, I'm like, God, what is that? And God said, that is your wife. I mean, so that was nothing else for me to do but to just follow God's lead and do, what was necessary to do on my end, for us to be right where we are today.
My God. And that's none other than the truth. When I first met him, I never thought that I could, fall in love that quickly, but I was so in love by the third day
by day three.
By day three.
We were ready to get married.
Yeah, that it was amazing. But I do want you to know that I'm training my son. Women, I'm training my son now. I'm praying for his wife. I want Junior. Junior prays for his. He said, Mom, I cannot find nobody that is just solid, Mom. But I said, baby, prayer. We are praying. He is a good man, and he's gonna make somebody a good husband. But he is praying for that wife. He's praying for that young lady to come into his life. So just know that if you want the men to pray, you gotta get your sons. You gotta make your sons. I got my son praying for his wife. You're not just anybody gonna show up. Just nobody gonna come in your life. We praying because I need the right young lady in your life, because she's gonna be in our life. So I'm praying for her as he's praying for her. So I'm saying, women of God, make sure, don't just teach your girls to pray, but teach your boys. Yes. Pray for your wife. Pray for your relationship. Yes. Pray for your spouse. So that's what we're doing right now. we are teaching him as well as my girls. My girls understand what a relationship is, but so do my son.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
The major key to knowing, knowing that you have the right person in your life. The major key to that, and getting the right person in your life, is along the way, along the marriage, through the marriage, you will realize at that point that I can get along with this person, and we can have longevity in this relationship, in this marriage, is because this is what God has brought together. And see, God knows the two people that He made to be together. And when those two people come together, then guess what? They have a tendency, they have a tendency of being able to deal with each other's shortcomings. So yes, they have that tendency to do that. They can deal with those shortcomings. They can put up with things that other people wouldn't be able to put up with because of the fact that we were put together by God. So guess what? Because many times the Ford car and whatever the case, they always suggest that you order manufacturer's parts. And the reason they suggest that you order manufacturer parts, because that part is going to work with that car better than any other part. Because it was made for it.
But that's what you made for me, baby.
Exactly.
And that's what we were.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because see, when we pray, then we know that we made for each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
So we I don't know. We probably have kept y'all long enough because I'm ready to celebrate my anniversary with my husband. But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that we can share because we got something to share.
Yeah, you got any more questions over there?
I don't know. If I got any more questions, ladies, that I will be more than happy to share my story, share just why this man is just, and I want you to know you are everything that God has made you.
Well,
and you can be everything you need to be for your spouse if you allow yourself to just take you out of the picture, and it becomes us. It becomes it becomes all about each other, not just me. It's not about what I can do, not about me hanging with this or doing this. I love this man, and I love hanging with him. He's my best friend. I can tell him anything I need to tell him.
What you say.
And he keeps my secrets. So I don't have to worry about him calling anybody to tell him my secrets or how I feel.
Man, but I need my business.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing, women.
Let me tell you the difference between me and her. Let me tell you the difference between me and her.
Yeah.
Now, she will politely talk to you and beat around every bush in the world and try to be real nice about letting you down easy, about and without just coming straight out and saying, that's not your business and I'm not going to have you in my business. Where on the other hand, I don't have time to do all that talking. Because I'm just gonna tell you straight up, that's not your business, and I'm not telling you my business. So don't try to get in my business. I'm gonna be straight up. And sometimes, that's what makes us work so well together because we're not the same. I didn't marry me, I married her.
Yeah.
And if I had to marry somebody who's just like me, then that's gonna be the problem. I don't want to marry me. Yeah. I don't want to put up with me.
That's the thing, accepting each other for who they are, but then building on that as well. So I know he's the best him, so I have put bricks on there to make sure that it becomes even better. And so I want you to know that always, ladies, just know you are the accent, okay? You're the accent to that flavor for your marriage. Like we say, oh gosh, I got me a steak. But a steak without savor and with steak without seasoning,
it ain't no good.
It ain't no good. So that means, you got, yeah. So when you realize who you are, then you will be able to know that I got what it needs to make my marriage work.
I do got something else I need to talk about though, because I was thinking about this earlier today. In relationships, and I see this so much, man. I see this so much. You know, somebody might get offended when I say this. It's okay, but you know, it's okay. But I want you to hear me out as I explain what I'm saying. When the relationship first began, women talk too much. Y'all
explain that.
Y'all talk too much, man. Y'all talk too much. And what I mean by that, I'm glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked me what I mean by that. You didn't get mad. You want to know what I mean. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Listen, you tell him everything about you, and you know nothing about him.
Wow.
I mean, watch this. Most of the time when people meet, and he would ask you, tell me about yourself, whatever, and you sit there for 30 minutes talking about you.
Yeah.
And then you said, now it's your turn.
And what do he say?
He give you about 5 minutes. He gives you about 5 minutes. You know why? Because number one, if he doesn't mean you any good and he's just out for sex with you, he sits there and listens to everything that you say, analyze it and strategize it as to what he's going to say and what he's going to do next. He's analyzing what you say and he's strategizing how to get close to you. So now that he know everything about you, he know what strings to pull.
Wow.
Because you told him everything. Watch this. It would be so wise of you if you didn't tell him everything. Or sometimes you say, well, you go first.
And then not only that, is that, you know, what happens is that we go in so desperately.
Yeah.
Ladies, you can't be so desperate that he thinks that you're desperate. That's why he makes you pray. That's why he does the things that he does. That means you don't have to be. Look how beautiful you are. This is the problem that I got. Some women that are so beautiful and they are so smart and they fall prey to men that means them no good, because you go in a manner as if you got that be in a relationship.
Look, by the time she finished talking,
yeah,
he know how many relationships she been in, how many times she been married, who broke her heart, how they broke it. He know everything. So guess what? He knows how to put the pieces in place to make it work out for his benefit.
Wow. Well, we're encouraging you all. Sometimes we might be back with this red flags relationship, because definitely we know all about that as well. But one thing that we do know about is real love.
Yes.
We know about real love and what it takes and the ingredients that it takes to put in order to come out with something beautiful.
Yes.
And we are so thankful that we have allowed God to be the center of our ingredients. And we have definitely put everything that we know how to put it in there to make it all good and to keep it flavored and to keep it good. So I just encourage every one of you all out there. I'm talking about a real relationship. I'm talking about something that makes you happy and that you don't even really want to go out the door, okay? Thank you that, you know what, if I open the door, it's okay today. If I don't, I got enough up in here that's gonna keep me happy, to keep me moving, to keep me laughing, you know, so it's still okay. But you got to know what you got inside of the house. Ladies, go find, you know, I mean, and this is okay. Don't play hide and go seek. We play hide and go seek, okay? I hide, you find me, okay? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But however,
I still know how to. I still know how to. But
he still. I just can't hide in places that I used to hide. Okay? So, but however, I'm just saying, keep the fun, the laughter in your relationship, and any questions and things that you all have for us, y'all can send them later.
Yes.
We just wanted to share, but we couldn't give y'all all our night, okay?
Hey, so, a long time,
yes, we've been here with you all a while.
Oh, wow.
I know y'all want me to go and celebrate my husband. Come on, women, thumb up. Who all want me to go celebrate my husband? Come on. I know some of y'all want me to go and celebrate and just let God just let us have it.
But here's what we do want to do before we go is anybody, maybe you got, as she stated, if you got questions later, hit us up, let us know. We'll be glad to talk to you. You need counseling, we'll be glad to talk to you.
Yeah, we do counseling.
We're doing social distancing, so we can do Zoom calls, we do go-to-meeting calls, we do whatever face to face that we can do through social media, internet, whatever the case is. If you guys got any questions for us, if you in the midst of your pandemic relationship and things are going crazy, and you're tired of being shut up in the house, and both of y'all in there about to kill each other, hey, give us a shout. We'd be glad to talk to you.
Yeah, we'd be more than happy
help you
to.
work through that.
Definitely. We have some fun and games, though. I just want you to know that we love bringing activities and other things like that. You know, just work with your hands and your mind and your heart. So that means, you know, sometimes we might, you know, just end up having something, you know, that you get to know each other. Sometimes it just takes that. So maybe tonight, y'all go play a game, get a list or something.
Play hide and seek.
If y'all ain't ready to play hide and go seek yet,
don't hide and play where you can't find you.
Write things and 10 things that I love about you. Don't worry about the things that you don't like. Okay, tonight is all about what you like.
Save those till you come out of the pandemic.
Yes, yes. Deal with some good things. We love you guys. We love y'all so much.
Yeah.
We just wanted to share.
We thank you for sharing with it. God bless. Peace out. We love you.
We love y'all.
Happy anniversary to us.
Happy anniversary.
35 years.
Oh, somebody said enjoy, so enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Kay. Thank
35
you.
years and counting. 35 years and counting.
Oh my
yes.
God.
So we just want to say again, good evening.
Sugar.
We love you. God bless and good night.
Good night.